Hello and welcome to the Multiface, a podcast that brings to you a dose of all-round entertainment, enlightenment, and education on the list of things you can know. With your host today, Fatusi Mike Abayomi, coming to you every week. We are glad on today's episode. We are glad to have Mr. Uche Anyanku, the CEO and the director of C. Anyanku and Sons, and we'll be discussing about plywood. Mr. Uche Anyanku, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm cool.
So, Mr. Uche, I have some little questions here for you. Sorry, can you tell us the type of plywood you are having?
We have variety of plywood. It goes from marine plywood, MDF plywood. We have HDF. We have the usual normal plywood, which first came out, which was the one that was before the invention of MDF and HDF, which is the recent trends applied categories of plywood.
All are under the categories of plywood.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Uche, can you tell us the thickness of plywood?
Plywood varies from thickness. Some will like to use the thickness, and some will like to use the inch thickness.
Sorry, can you explain the and the inch thickness to us?
Actually, the inventors of plywood normally use There is 18 there is 16 there is 12 there is 9 there is 3 4 and 6
Wow. Mr. Uche, please, can you tell us the usefulness of plywood?
Plywood is generally for building and furnishing. Yeah. When it comes to construction, you go for marine plywood.
Okay.
Marine plywood is normally used for decking and making of pillars in buildings, in replacement of plank, which was the former trend of building.
Okay.
But recent engineers prefer the use of marine because of the durability, and again, you can use it multiple times, unlike plywood, unlike the normal plank. It can be used multiple times, and it's used in the construction of drainages for the marine plywood.
Okay.
It's used in construction of the drainages. Then when it comes to MDF board, they are used in making bed, wardrobe, TV cabinets, and kitchen cabinets. And HDF is another form of MDF. But the difference between HDF and MDF is that HDF is a water-resistant form of plywood.
A water-resistant form of plywood,
which you can use in your kitchens.
Okay.
HDF is mainly made for kitchens. While MDF is mainly for wardrobe and beds, where water cannot get to. But when you use HDF, it's also more stronger and more durable than MDF.
Than the MDF.
It's also more stronger, and some people prefer to use both HDF or true for their MDF and for their wardrobe and their bed, depending on your capacity.
Yes, depending on the financial capacity.
Because the difference is quite much. But MDF is quite okay. But when it comes to durability, you go for HDF.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Uche. Sorry, Mr. Uche, what are the things faced as the number one supplier of plywood in Ondo State?
There are so many challenges, varying from government policies and government tax laws and all that.
Wow.
And again, we have at times we do have challenges of transportation, bringing them down from the company to this place.
Okay. Mr. Uche, can you tell us things that should be avoided and should do when you own a plywood?
What you actually need to avoid at first is water, especially
water
touching your goods, maybe during transit or maybe it has gotten here. You have to protect it from water.
Okay.
Because most times when water, especially for the MDF,
Okay.
when it gets to water, it's damaged.
It's damaged.
It's damaged already, especially for the MDF. So that is why most times when we load, we try to protect it as much as we can, especially from rain.
Okay.
So I think that's a major challenge.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Mr. Oshie, sorry. Is plywood business a business recommendable to do?
Well, it's actually a very lucrative business, but there are also some challenges like financial, because for you to be a major plywood dealer, you have to be financial, because the financial aspect is actually very important. It requires a lot of capital, and it requires a lot of time again.
Okay.
Because most times you have to focus on having varieties. It will make your brain work
well. Thinking about so many varieties
and knowing what you need to have in stock.
Okay.
To be able to push your business.
And then to match the customer taste.
And match the customers' demand again.
Okay, at large.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I want to ask, how are the plywood set in the warehouse? Can we take a quick tour about it?
You can take a look.
Okay, let's go. Let's take a quick tour about it.
We set it each by each according to the one.
Each by each.
Yeah. Like we have MDF, we set it accordingly. Then we have the eye gloss. This is the eye gloss. This is like a mirror board.
Mirror board.
Yeah, it's reflective.
Okay.
So most of the cabinets you see that are reflective is made from this eye gloss board.
Eye gloss board.
There is the HDF, there is also the MDF.
Okay.
So you can see we set each one according to his own faces.
Okay.
And I think
so, Mr. Oshie, for the last question, you said the HDF are the stronger types of plywood.
yeah.
They are stronger than the MDF.
Yeah, and also again I omitted. It's also used in making doors. Doors, yeah. HDF is also used in making doors for buildings.
Okay.
Most of the doors you see in the hotels now are made from HDF.
Okay.
But especially most use HDF because of the durability.
So most of the doors we see in hotels now
are made from HDF.
Are made from HDF. Okay. So Mr. Oshie, I want to ask, what are the grades of plywood? Because I did hear A1, B1, C1.
When it comes to that's like grade in plywood.
Okay, great, sorry.
That's like grade in plywood. Okay. When it's being produced at the factory, some come out as grade 2, some come out as grade 1. Okay. Grade 1 is this, the ones that are finished fine.
Finished fine,
no problem on it.
Okay.
But grade 2 are the ones that have maybe minor error while during production. During the production process. Then grade 3 are the ones that are badly damaged during production. So when you go to company, they will show you each one you need. And as the grade varies, so the prices varies. Because most of the grade 3 are rough plywoods.
They are rough plywoods.
Okay. So actually I don't buy that. I only go on grade 1 plywood.
On grade 1 plywood. Because as the number one supplier in those states, you need to have the grade 1 plywood. Mr. Oshie, thank you for joining us on the Multiface and really appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
To our shared listener, we'll be having an exciting episode next week that will be discussing about 10 weird animals that have weird nature. And then until then, I'll be your host, Fadus Maika Bayomi. Thank you and goodbye.